Hello again, everybody. I'm back with some modular D&D tools. These are designed to be used with your own table, and I'm going to start right now with the stage. You can put art directly onto the stage and it'll present itself onto your table. You can kick that artwork back off, rotate it, and put it right back down. You can even flip it over, so you have 4 different directions that each piece of art can be placed onto the table. These are designed to be used at 1600 by 945 aspect ratio, but smaller will still scale in. Now this is a little bit off on aspect ratio, but it still looks rather nice. I'm going to grab a couple of objects and throw it onto this tavern, a couple of tables, some figures, a little bit of foliage, and some barrels. Now the idea here is you can set up your sets ahead of time and then go to your stage and just click the bag button. That's going to bring all of those objects straight into your bag so that you can use them at a later date. Now, I'm just going to grab that bag and I'm going to drop it right back onto the stage. I've made a copy, throw it into my chest for later, but here we have that same stage back, and I'm just going to delete it when I'm done, but I still have a copy to throw right back up just to show you how simple the whole process is. I'll delete that one as well. Now here's a set with a few more objects in it. It's a street scene. It's largely two-dimensional, but you could use 3D models just as easily. I like the 2D feel because it gives the players a little bit better visibility. When I'm finished, I'll just click the trash can and move on. Now my next scene is a shipwreck, and it has a lot of 3D elements. Now this is a perfect time to show you Sky Hex. From this bag, I'm going to pull out 4 hex grids. And with this button, I'm going to toss these up into the air. These allow me to cast shadows down onto the set. This is perfect for adding movement modifiers to your terrain, and I find this the best way to get my hex grid on those high elements of my set. I've taken the base art and I've cropped out the major features. I created tokens and then added those to my set bag. Now I'm able to add these features into my set to create a real 3D feel. Next up is your classic dungeon crawl. First, I'll clear off my table and I'll put down some new dungeon art. And then I'll get out Skybox. Let me pull out the elements that I'll need, 4 panels, and this wheel tool. Now by placing this onto the table, I'm able to mask out all those areas that I don't want the player to see. I can use this wheel to change the visibility. I can scale the size. I can even scale the aspect ratio of the area visible to the players. This will allow me to move my players through the dungeon without revealing my entire artwork. With just a little practice, it's easy to move this token through your dungeon and shape the area to just what you want your players to see. You can even give control to the players so they can seal their own fate. By setting the token along the edge of my artwork, I mask out the entire area, or I can just move it completely away and reveal my entire map. Now we're ready to take it to the final level. I'm going to add a set bag to this same dungeon. Now that the dungeon's populated with 3D objects, we can do that same dungeon crawl, but at a new level. I'm going to bring out the same wheel tool and move it through the same paces. But this time, hidden along with the artwork are 3D surprises. Just as before, we move the wheel token through the dungeon. Here we've hit a dead end, but we can double back and come around and find those 3D surprises. And depending on the kind of campaign you're running, turning the wheel tool over to the players allows them to move themselves into some pretty vulnerable situations, and the 3D elements are right there to be answered to. I'm going to go ahead and move the wheel tool on around through the rest of the dungeon. So that's the whole package. First, we have the stage, which allows you to drop artwork on and off of your table, rotate it, and even flip it. And then we have Sky Hex. This allows us to cast hexes down from above so that no matter how high your 3D objects are, you'll still have a hex grid for the players to move about. And finally, we have Skybox. This will allow you to have a classic dungeon crawl on your 2D artwork, or add your 3D sets as bold as you want to go and still mask it all from the players. And here we are, going back out the same way we came in. Just as before, by setting the tool on the edge of the artwork, everything is hidden, but as I move it away, I can reveal everything to the players. These tools were designed by the same team that put together Dark Steps, another workshop by Tattletale available right here on Steam. We're putting the final touches on these tools right now, and the package will be available Friday the 14th. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video.